your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together we are unstoppable. Switch today.
On our broadcast this late night, Pinewood residents soaking up information about legacy flood issues in that area at a town hall meeting. This even as water keeps many from making it out of their homes. Our tourism forecast, which shows visitor arrivals are hotter than ever. And October means breast cancer awareness, and we're all pink about it. Those stories, today's other news, this late night, Friday, October 3rd, 2025.
The Bahamas tonight at 11. The final word starts now.
We're happy to have you looking in this late night. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Pinewood constituency residents learning about a $20 million drainage remediation project earlier this evening during a town hall meeting at the Cleveland Eneas Primary School. Unfortunately, though, some Pinewood residents weren't able to attend the event because, well, they're still not able to leave their homes. We get more tonight from our Danielle Dean.
For many, Pinewood and flooding have become synonymous, but the rain dumped during this past weekend's stormy weather seemed on a different level, and so much so that area MP the Honourable Miles LaRota says some residents sought alternative housing, if only for the time being.
The first set of homes in Pinewood, they had that concrete cast roof, so we have, some roof that has caved in. We've had some people where the flooding has been so bad that they had to move out. And so we have social services intervening to assisting with temporary shelter. It's a resilient community after going through this for 4 years, but it's one that, imagine those of you who have carpet in your homes or apartments. There are some areas that Pinewood residents don't have that luxury because of the constant flooding.
Multiple families are awaiting the green light to return home, including residents from other communities.
You had some people who had probably like half an inch of water in their homes, of which they have removed it. You had others who had literally have to have pumps and pump the water out. And I speak to some of those individuals. So if, depending on the severity, if your roof collapsed but you could.
The minister says within reason, the government is willing to extend the time frame. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
All right, thank you, Danielle. In tourism news, the fall-off in consumer confidence in the United States impacting stopover visitor numbers to the Bahamas for the fourth quarter of the year. The tourism minister acknowledging as much, adding that the dip is also due to other geopolitical issues.
Quarter 1 2026 is looking strong. Fourth quarter is looking good relative to last year, tracking slightly behind last year, which was a record-setting year in terms of stopovers. But suffice to say, we are 10% ahead roughly in overall arrivals. We anticipate that this is going to hold towards the year end. We expect that cruise arrivals will continue to be extremely strong.
Well, come what may, Bahamians are readying themselves to vote whenever the next general election is called. Our Danielle Dean spoke to a parliamentary registration representative who has been on the ground for the past few weeks.
It's been 5 days since the passing of former Minister of Environment and Natural Resources, the Honourable Vaughn P. Miller, and Thursday following a Progressive Liberal Party memorial at the party's headquarters. To remember the late politician, the Prime Minister also responded to the question of a by-election for the purpose of securing a new Member of Parliament for the Golden Isles constituency.
The law requires me to call it a by-election within 60 days. I'm giving consideration to that.
This while the Parliamentary Registration Department gets down to work confirming the number of Bahamians eligible to vote ahead of poll day 2026. We caught up with Sonia Bullard, Parliamentary Registration Department's revising officer stationed at the mall at Marathon.
We have normally about 20 to 25 persons pass through per day, so we're looking at over 100 persons for the week that come through the mall to register, do different things.
For instance, registration for first-time voting.
50 persons per week, first-timers, and it's good to see we don't only have 18-year-olds who are coming. We have first-timers who are in their 50s and 40s as well as 60s who would have not voted in the past 2 general elections. So we would have to register them as first-time voters.
The biggest thing right now, though,
transferring individuals from one constituency to another.
This process requires a 2017 voter's card and a utility bill indicating the prospective voter's address. As for the biometric voters' cards, Bullard says the public's response has been shocking to her and her team.
Most of them welcome it, It's been good because we have a lot of them come in to verify with their passport and as well as with their voter's card. We also get consent from them. So it's not just something that we do and we don't tell them what we're doing. We get consent from them in reference that in the event it happens, we can just retrieve those biometrics.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
The habitually hectic Friday lunchtime commute in the already busy Centerville area made even worse for drivers today. Traffic coming to a standstill due to a 2-vehicle collision at the intersection of 5th Terrace and Collins Avenue, forcing motorists to either wait it out or look for detours. This oversized trailer appears to have flipped the blue Toyota SUV onto its side. Our cameras were there and caught bystanders rendering assistance to a person who appears to have suffered non-life-threatening injuries in this incident. Paramedics soon arrived, as well as police officers who eventually taped off that area and redirected traffic. It took a couple of hours before the situation was cleared up, and luckily in time for the even busier evening rush hour drive. Well, from the courts here at 11, the Royal Bahamas Police Force confirming that a police constable was arraigned before the magistrate's court yesterday on 2 counts of indecent assault. The charges stem from a complaint made to the police back on Sunday, September 28th. The unidentified police constable pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted $7,500 bail with 2 sureties. Hope restored. CARICOM fully backing the adoption of UN Security Council Resolution 2793, aimed at transitioning that multinational security support mission into a gang suppression force in troubled Haiti. CARICOM indicating in a release that such a move provides new hope for an end to violence and for the restoration of public safety on that island, where ongoing gang violence is said to have left over 16,000 dead and 1.3 million displaced since 2022. The resolution sees to the establishment of a UN support office with logistical and operational support for a larger and better equipped contingent. CARICOM, of which the Bahamas is a member, is calling on all international partners to ensure sustainable, predictable resourcing to meet the cost of GSF personnel. There is still much more to stay up for this late night. When we get back, ZNS Radio gets an upgrade. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay with us.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
What you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. You have a special on all the large 1 topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but
I need the $10 special place.
How many times would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
We continue here this late night with some exciting news as Norwegian Cruise Line Stirrup Key is on a hiring spree. Once again, we hear from our Danielle Dean about the company's upcoming Islands tour and how interested job seekers can join their team.
Stirrup Key's Human Resource Director Marion Curry says the hiring process will end in December for the island's multi-pier opening later this year. To date, she says 137 positions are available.
I'm looking for at this time is lifeguards. We need a lot of lifeguards. We need a lot of AC technicians. We need technical staff. We need plumbers, carpenters. We need electricians. We need also landscapers, beach and yard crew. We also need a lot of restaurant attendants, kitchen attendants. I need cooks. I need Bahamian cooks. If you're a Bahamian cook out there and you can cook a really great meal, I need you to send me your resume.
By the end of June next year, another 150 hirees are needed for the opening of the Great Tides Water Park, and Curry stressed preferential treatment is being given to Bahamians. According to Simone Thurston, manager of the Public Employment Services Unit with the Department of Labor, people are already expressing interest.
In our region, Cruise Line has already listed a number of their positions on our job portal, and persons have already linked their resumes to those positions. So yes, the recruitment effort has already begun.
Job fairs will be held across the country during the month of October, beginning October 3rd on Great Harbor Key at the Community Center, 6th and 7th at the Department of Labor's office on Explorers Way, Freeport, 9th and 10th at the Department of Labor's office in Hoopers Bay, Exuma, 15th and 16th at the department's office on Queens Highway, North Andros, 20th and 21st at the department's office in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 23rd and 24th at the department's office in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, and the 27th and 28th at the department's office on Carmichael Road, Nassau. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Very busy Friday for our Danielle Dean. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas announcing that ZNS 1540 AM will be off the air between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. starting tomorrow, Saturday, October 4th, and then again next week, Monday and Tuesday, October 6th and 7th for maintenance upgrades. However, Power 104.5 FM will remain on the air with regularly scheduled programming. ZNS's Assistant General Manager of Radio, Brett Archer, pointed out that the transformation will enhance the station's transmission to its national listening audience.
The difference will be there'll be much better clarity in broadcast signal, much more strength. We'll be stronger. It'll be a cleaner sound. And as Morris mentioned, with all these weather systems developing, we'll be able to impact the Bahamas with information when they need it.
October is being observed as Breast Cancer Month across the country. Stats show that 16% of women are detected with breast cancer, which is a staggering difference from the global average of 5 to 12%. Bahamas Wellness Representative Charles Seeley believes despite these rates, there are still major reasons why many Bahamian women avoid getting tested.
It's the same for any number of illnesses. This happens to be a significant one, where if it doesn't manifest in pain or some other physical malady, persons are not going to feel that they ought to get tested. So it's a silent killer that sits in the body. And usually at the time when you start to feel an issue, it's a little too late.
That's why Island Luck is partnering with 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center, Lucayan Medical Center, Bahamas Wellness Health Systems, and Bexa Easy Dental Clinic to offer free mammograms to residents of New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Eleuthera. Island Luck's Chief Operating Officer, Adriana Fox, assures this effort is about giving more women a fighting chance.
These strategic partnerships are vital to promoting early detection, improving access to care, and reducing the disparities faced by individuals in undeserved communities. As a dedicated advocate for women's health and a committed philanthropist, our mission goes far beyond corporate obligations. At Island Luck and Ultra Games, we are determined to empower and support women through awareness, education, and equitable access to healthcare resources.
Broadcaster, pastor, trade unionist, politician, and social activist. Those are just some of the careers the late Vaughn Miller championed during his life. The late politician joined the Progressive Liberal Party's ranks a few years after entering politics in 2017, and his untimely death this past weekend prompted the governing party to remember his contributions to his country. Lloyd Allen for us tonight.
During the heartfelt event, PLP leader, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, described Miller as a man of faith and one who stood for what he believed in.
One's life teaches that the true measure of leadership is how many people are lifted up because of our work. Many first newborn through his voice on radio. That voice was steady. But more important than the sound of his voice was the substance that it conveyed. He spoke truth with conviction. He gave encouragement to the discouraged. He demanded accountability from leaders.
Deputy PLP leader, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, shared similar sentiments, remembering his cabinet and parliamentary colleague as a servant of the people.
I was always struck by the timing of Vaughan's entry into politics. He came to it a little later than many do. By the time he offered himself for service, Vaughan was already a known voice. He didn't need politics to define who he was. He didn't need politics to validate his life's work. When Vaughan stepped into public life, he did it because he felt the call to serve.
Longtime colleague and friend, ZNS Executive Chairman Picewell Forbes, reminisced on his fond memories of Miller.
As a friend, he was very direct. You didn't want to get him mad in no tight quarters because he was big and tall. And his imposing stature alone intimidated many in the corridors in ZNS back in the day.
The Progressive Liberal Party presented Miller's wife and family with official documentation inducting him as a stalwart member. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
The Caribbean community also issuing condolences to the family of Vaughan Miller. CARICOM lauds the former Golden Isles MP was not only a dedicated public servant, but a tireless and passionate champion for environmental stewardship on the regional and international stage. CARICOM credited Minister Miller with bringing a unique and powerful perspective to his discussions. His voice, one of clarity, urgency, and unwavering commitment to the protecting of the Caribbean's patrimony. Minister Miller's legacy, according to the Caribbean community, will endure in the policies he championed and the passion for environmental protection he instilled. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports next. This Friday, I'm Ajal Knowles, now with a preview.
And the Bahamas shuts out Cuba at the WSBC qualifiers. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Things may be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Get this straight to our new sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, ASAP.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 5th floor, quick.
New sales and marketing office in Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor, on my way.
New sales and marketing office, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West, 5th floor.
You could have caught a ride with me. We're only a block away from ZNS.
ZNS Sales and Marketing has moved to the 5th floor, Centerville House, 2nd Terrace West. For more information, call 502-3800.
Hi, I'm Desmond Saunders. I want you to tune in to the new weekend edition Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m., where we have a whole lot of new stuff for you. All right, so I'll give you a sneak preview. Boldly Bahamians, Sizzle Saturdays, Parliamentary Bench, just to name a few. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. Coming this fall, the new weekend edition. Stay close. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Almajal Knowles, topping sports. Team Bahamas' under-23 national baseball team was back in action at the WBSC Pan American Tournament in Panama City. Bahamas lost their first two games of the tournament to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, but won their last game against Aruba on Tuesday. Bahamas taking on Cuba in their final game in group play. Our Jay Philippe is with the team and filed this report.
It was a big game for Team Bahamas going up against the undefeated Cuban team. Team Bahamas scored the first run in the game and never looked back, winning this one to go 2-2 overall for the tournament.
We knew from this tournament that we had the best defensive team, and our defense did a super job. And then we know we had good pitching, and the pitching was tremendous. And we know we needed just to chip away, bunt, hit and run, steal. That's our game because we know Bahamians could run. And so we use it to our advantage.
The final score was 1-0. Coming into the tournament, Cuba ranked 12th in the world in the WBSC World Rankings. Tariq Sherman pitched 7 innings, giving up 4 hits, and managed to tally 2 strikeouts. Xavier Saint came in the game in the 7th inning to retire the final 3 batters.
Offensively, we scored. The run was all we needed, so I'm happy with that. Obviously, you want to score a little more, but that one run, that gave us the chance to win. So I'm happy, and I'm just thankful, I'm just thankful that I was able to, do my thing and no injuries or anything like that. And 2-2, I'm not really mad at that. We competed every game, and that's all that matters.
Baseball is the only sport that defense has the ball, so attack, be confident, and have trust in your teammates behind you.
Center fielder Ferron Shelton scored the only run of the game, which was critical in the first inning.
It wasn't an easy win, being that Cuba was the most undefeated team coming into the tournament, coming into the game. But we did what we did. We played our baseball. We played clean baseball, good fundamental baseball, and we came in with the 1-0 win. Can't be mad at it. Happy as a team.
Reporting from Panama City, Team Bahamas finished the tournament with a 2-2 record. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Total Sports.
Jazz Chisholm and the New York Yankees moving on to the American League Divisional Round thanks to a dominant pitching performance from rookie right-hander Cam Schlitter, who struck out 12 in 8 dominant innings to beat the Boston Red Sox 4-0 on Thursday night to win their AL wildcard series in a deciding third game. Chisholm going 2 for 4 in this one with a good showing at the plate. He spoke post-game about moving on.
I always trust my teammates. I always believe, and I always speak in existence our winning. So I never talk down and ever say we're going to lose. Every time I think of it, we're going to win, and I trust my guys, especially Cam Schlitter. Hey. Yeah, all I'm trying to do is help my team win in any way possible with my legs, with my glove, or with my bat. So at the end of the day, whatever I can help my team do to win, no matter how the game's going.
In track news, the Anglican Diocesan Youth Department is inviting families to lace up their sneakers and head to the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium this Saturday for a day that blends competition with community spirit. The Alpheus Hawk Finlayson Track and Field Classic is back, and this year's event carries special meaning. Organizers will honor the late Roscoe Davies and his family, recognizing their lasting impact on both the sporting world and the Anglican Church.
We're honoring the Davies family, specifically Roscoe Davies Sr., and then you have Father Stephen Davies, Trent, Kevin, and then their children, Simone. I can't remember all of the kids' names, but nonetheless, it is multi-generational. They have all contributed in some way to a sport, as well as significantly to their church, which is St. George's. The relays, which everybody loves, with our 18-plus age group, but we thought we'd spice it up a little bit this year with some fun events, some family events. So egg and spoon with a literal egg and spoon, as well as playing catch, so softball throwing back and forth. We thought that'd be really interesting with mixed age groups, as well as some divisional events.
And on a somber note, the local track community mourning the passing of a former sprinter and hurdler, Petra McDonald, who passed overnight. McDonald represented the Bahamas at numerous international events, competing in the women's 100 meter hurdles as well as the 100 meters and 200 meters. She was also a graduate of Benedict College after a stellar collegiate career. McDonald was 41 years old. And that's been a look at your sports on this Friday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Popeyes.
You're probably wondering what I'm doing here sitting in our amazing studio. Well, I'm preparing for my new show coming this fall. In Depth with Mukesh Lapinder is a Sunday magazine-style show with timely investigations and deep explorations into the country's ills and triumphs. So join me on Sundays at 10 a.m. this fall for long-form and engaging conversations. And remember, only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
When a hurricane watch or warning is issued, medical emergency services are placed on high alert. For many persons seeking medical care, defining what an emergency is can be difficult to assess given all that is occurring during the storm. The following basic guidelines are designed to help you assess your emergency. If you are experiencing symptoms like shortness of breath, chest pain, severe pain, disorientation, extreme vomiting or diarrhea, vision disturbance, or suicidal thoughts, you should seek immediate medical assistance. If you are bleeding significantly or otherwise severely injured, seek emergency assistance immediately. Children presenting with symptoms like high fever and extremely listless or lethargic behavior need to be taken to the emergency room immediately. If you are unsure of the extent of your condition, you are advised to seek medical assistance immediately. Share your symptoms with the on-call doctor and get advice as to whether or not it can wait until normal business hours. Remember, emergency care is not a convenient option for basic medical care during a storm. The Public Hospitals Authority encourages members of the public to use these basic guidelines to help decide on whether something is an emergency or not. The authority reminds the public that in the case of an emergency, always call 911 or head immediately to the emergency room. This message has been brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority.
Much better start to our weekend than it was a week ago. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with a look at the rest of our weekend weather forecast.
Good evening, Carvel. On our satellite picture, we have this starlight front boundary across the northwest Bahamas, and that will support pockets of showers and thunderstorms through the weekend. And as we go to the tropics, we have an area of low pressure will form somewhere near the northern Bahamas, and once that forms, it's going to move towards the northwest across the Florida Peninsula. We're giving that a 10% chance of development, so not much concern there, save for some showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. And then we have in the far eastern Atlantic another area that has a moderate chance of developing over the next several days. We'll keep our eyes on this very closely because there is a disorganized area of showers and thunderstorms associated with this system. Forecast tonight, we're looking at breezy this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy with a little rain developing late, 79 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, it's going to be a couple of morning showers, otherwise a very cloudy day with a high temperature of 84 degrees. And your extended weather forecast looking like this, a bit grayish right through Tuesday with occasional showers and thunderstorms in the mix. But by the middle of the week, we'll see a bit more sunshine return to our forecast area, but that will be short-lived, as by the weekend, we will have some more showers and thunderstorms returning. Temperatures quite tame during the daytime, below 90, nighttime temperatures in the upper 70s. Carvel.
Basil, before we leave tonight, we want to remind everyone that ZNS 1540 AM will be off the air this Saturday, October 4th, and next week, Monday and Tuesday, between 8:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. for scheduled technical upgrades. Listeners can tune into Power 104.5 FM for a continued radio program. Well, that is our broadcast for this Friday, for this week. I'm Corval Pye from and for all of us. Take care, be well, have a good weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Good night.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
Hey, Fancy, look, I'm sorry I'm late and everything. I was, oh my goodness, Lord, have mercy. I was just getting over my fear of flying. You know, if we were to ever crash over